Hello, welcome to Local Chats. I'm Lewis Adams. Here with me is Keegs Scilini and Clare Robinson. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi Lewis.
You guys get to be on the first episode recorded of this show.
That's very exciting.
So you could say we're popping your cherry.
You're popping the Local Chats cherry, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah,
Now, I don't know if this is the first episode that's going to be uploaded yet. I'll have a better idea once I start recording more episodes, but
Yep.
this will definitely be one of the earlier ones. But yay, you guys!
Excellent.
Local Chats is a show hosted by myself, Lewis. Each week I'll have some guests on and we'll talk about stuff. Now, where are we, guys?
We're in the common room, meeting room of Phoenix FM.
Yes.
We are here because we present a radio show, The New Local, every Sunday night from 10 o'clock on Phoenix FM.
We just finished our show.
Yes, we did just. It is actually just after midnight on a Monday morning because we just finished recording the 10 p.m. till midnight show.
Yes.
So here we are.
As good a time as any.
Yeah.
Yep. So today, you guys will probably be recurring guests coming back every now and again.
Awesome.
So today I just wanted to talk about you guys. How did you guys get into wanting to be on radio?
Well, I had, I still have a couple of friends of mine who started at Phoenix way back in 2007 when it started up. And they asked me out of the blue a couple of times just to come hang out with them while they did this radio show from midnight till 3 a.m. So I went along. And we had some very interesting shows and played some interesting music. And eventually I signed up as a paying member of Phoenix FM. And then I started sitting in and actually speaking on air with my friends. And then one day I must have had some kind of aneurysm because I decided to take over the breakfast slot at 6 o'clock every second Wednesday morning. And I roped Lewis in with me.
I remember where I was when I got that text from you saying, "Hey, do you want to do breakfast radio?" I was standing in my kitchen doing the dishes, and I got this text from Claire saying, "Do you want to do breakfast radio?"
Was it breakfast dishes?
Ooh.
Maybe there was some breakfast dishes. I don't know. It could have been about a couple of days worth of dishes. I don't recall the specifics, but without sort of thinking about it, I replied saying, "Yeah, I'll do that." And then afterwards, I realised what that meant.
Best decision. Yeah.
And I had some really good times doing breakfast radio with Claire.
Yeah, it was good. Besides getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it was alright. How long do you think we did the breakfast show for?
It was kind of a blur for me, to be honest.
Yeah, me too, being that early. But yeah.
It was a good several months.
But I had to stop eventually because I started to go back to school. And then I sort of faded away from Phoenix for a good 2 to 3 years. And then you sort of came back in. Yeah, I just came in to hang out with you guys, and eventually I'm just like, can I talk on the radio too?
Well, I think that sort of segues into how I got into Phoenix.
See, I'm good like that. Segues.
I'd always been interested in community radio and wanted to do it I'm almost 29 now, and I wanted to do it when I was 18. So I've always had an interest in radio and playing music because I'm a massive music nerd.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah, and
I think all of us have that trait in common, if nothing else.
That's what we bond on. So, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I did a course in Melbourne in radio and decided that I really wanted to take this radio thing further. So I hit up Lewis and said, "Hey, can I come hang out with you one night doing the New Local?" And he's like, "Yes, come along." So I came along and I kept coming back every Sunday night for some stupid reason and paid my membership, and I've been stuck here ever since. And
stuck here. I've been dreaming about it since I was 18. Now I'm stuck here.
Yeah, now I'm stuck here. And yes, it's true. And well, now I've branched out and I'm doing my own thing Saturday nights.
Hashtag noise pollution.
Hashtag noise pollution.
Hashtag noise pollution. I was first doing. We'll do a quick plug mid podcast.
Yes.
Every Saturday night, Keegs has his own show. At the time of recording, he has been on for one episode. But by the time this episode goes up, he might have had 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how long it takes for this episode to go up. I highly doubt it'll be that many. Listen Saturday nights from 8 o'clock. Yeah, his first episode was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was really good.
Yep.
We're not just saying that. I'm not just saying that because we have to be supportive.
I'm not just saying that because Keegan is in the room and is armed to the teeth.
You guys just blowing smoke at my ass. You're too kind. You're too polite. Kids these days.
Keegan says as he puts away his knives. Okay, I should clarify. Keegan is not a knife wielding
I'm a
maniac.
pacifist. It's okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so just because he's wearing a hoodie doesn't mean he's dangerous.
Okay, so we've talked about practically how you guys got into it. From a, I guess, more holistic perspective, what do you reckon drives you to want to be on the radio and talk about music and talk about bands and artists and whatever?
Basically, for me, music is pretty much who I am, I guess.
I know them.
Music's a massive part of my life. When I was younger, I felt like I had no direction or no real purpose. Discovering rock and roll when I was about 18, 19, around there, sort of gave me a direction in life, and I knew that if I wanted to do something in life, I would have to be in music, whether it was playing an instrument, playing guitar, being a music journo, getting on radio and playing music that I wanted to listen to. That's kind of why I'm here.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
music's my life.
Yeah,
Music is me.
Yeah, you are the music.
I fully understand that and relate because there's so many cool things I've done in my life so far, and I don't even count it as that many cool things, but there's a few.
If it's cool to you, that's fine.
Yeah, there's that I would not have done if I didn't love music as much.
Yeah.
And I've done it, obviously, doing radio. When I was at uni for a while, I was part of the radio club there. I was the president for for a little bit, and I've just volunteered at a bunch of different music festivals, and I only did that because I loved music, and just like you, I wanted to be involved with it in some way. But I sort of found that the times that I've tried to learn instruments, I just didn't take to them as well as as well as I had hoped.
I have no patience for it. Like, I have a guitar at home and I can play it, but it's just the absolute bare basics. I've got the riff down.
Yeah.
Pat,
Yeah.
smoke in the water.
I can only play the riff of Seven Nation Army. That's about all I can do.
I can do that on the piano. So
That's pretty good.
yeah.
Step up. I can play Mary Had a Little Lamb on piano.
That's the
extent of my musical
That was the
talent.
first.
Wow.
That was for the longest time. That was the only thing I knew how to play on the piano. Like because I had a cheap keyboard when I was little, and it was a Yamaha brand keyboard, but it would have just been like a cheaper model.
Yeah.
And I was probably about S7 or 8 or 9 at the time, and I was trying to learn stuff. And the only thing that actually sort of got through to me enough for me to remember it was Mary Had a Little Lamb.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's like
so much that if after that, if I'm picking up a different instrument that's sort of a little bit similar, once I sort of figure out how to play that, that's pretty much all I'm playing because
that makes sense.
yeah, I did make a point of learning a couple other things, and I now know the Seven Nation Army riff, which is pretty awesome.
It's not that hard.
A few years ago, a friend of mine, Wayne Davey, he sort of told me the key to know basically any of the chords on a piano. And once he told me that, it just made so much sense, because before that I didn't understand chords. But since he told me that, it's like, C chord is this, and this many notes up and this many notes up.
Yeah.
And it's that pattern
It's
for everyone.
the key.
So nowadays, if I sit down and mess around on a piano, even though I'm not really playing anything that's good or whatever, to the uninitiated mind, I feel like I look like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, can you give me those keys? Because I can barely read tabs, and they're supposed to be the easy way to do it.
What about you? What does music and radio mean to you, Clare?
Wow. I think I'm sort of in the same boat as Keegs, because we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't think almost maybe too highly of musicians and what they're capable of doing.
Yep.
But for me, music has always been, I know there's such a cliched answer, but it's totally true. It's always been a sort of escape for me. I was raised in a house that music would be playing all the time. My dad loves the Beatles and Pink Floyd, and my mum, well, let's not get into my mum's taste. But yeah, he'd always have music playing in the house, and I'd be telling all my friends at school about all these cool bands that I'm listening to, and they'd just be like, okay, go back into the corner with your crayons. You're done here. And ever since then, if I ever have a bad day, and I just want to either listen to someone else's problems with a sweet riff in the background. I just put the music on. And it just sort of, I don't know, it doesn't cloud my judgment or my feelings or anything. It just makes me sort of feel better. And if I'm having a good day, then what else can you do except just crank it up as high as humanly possible without breaking windows or deafening nearby dogs, and just
No, see, Claire, that's when you keep turning it up. You want the dogs to go deaf. You want the windows to break.
I like my dogs.
People to hear how awesome your day is going.
I like my dogs. I don't want them to go deaf.
And how much of a good time you're having.
Yeah. So that's what it is for me. And then I just figured, because when the friends who got me into Phoenix said, "Oh, we do a radio show," I'm just like, "Oh, no way. Your voices are actually on the radio?" And they're like, just so casual about it. Just go, "Oh yeah. Yeah, we just chill out." From midnight to 3 o'clock in the morning, we just hang out, play music, and I just said to them, "Can I get in on this, please?" And it started with me just going in and bugging them to play, Mr. Brightside by The Killers. And then eventually they, started letting me come on as a guest, and I would bring in my own music, and they would let me play whatever I wanted, because they didn't really care about music, they just wanted something to do. And yeah, and then I met you, which was awesome. And I think at the time I was like, "Oh my god, me and Lewis are like musical soulmates, this is awesome." Because I hadn't met anyone with such similar music taste that we have, and I was just freaking out. It's like, people like this actually exist? People like my band? It was awesome. So,
and then you found out that Lewis didn't like The Killers as much as you did, and break out a little bit.
Little bit.
Hey, I still like The Killers. I think Hot Fuss and Sam Sound are both really good albums.
Yes, they are.
I guess that they're just not a band that, as they continued to release records, they just didn't stick with me as much. So
that's fair enough.
But I have enjoyed times, even recently, where I've gone back to listen to one of those first two albums and just gone, yeah, these guys are actually pretty awesome.
They were actually okay.
And something you actually said there brings up another point. Because being on the radio is pretty cool. Like, we do community radio. We don't get paid for it. We do it because
we actually
we
love
to
pay to be on the radio.
Yeah, and we do it because we love
It's a good cause, too.
It is a good cause.
Yes. Oh. I remember when I first sort of considered the idea of doing it, and I thought, oh man, it'd be so awesome to be on the radio.
Yeah.
But now I do it every week, and it's not.
You're getting used to the sound of your own voice.
Blasé about it.
I am a little. Like, when for you guys did it get to that point where you sort of gone from, oh my god, I'm talking on the radio, to, oh yeah, I just got radio this week?
It happens nearly every week if my dad's still awake when I get home. He goes, "Oh, how was radio?" I said, "Oh yeah, it was alright." And the first time he asked me, "Did you get to talk on air?" I'm like, and the first time I did it, I was just sort of, couldn't hold it. I was like, yeah, they let me talk. It was amazing. But now if my dad's home and he asks if I went on air, I sort of look at him and go, "Dad, I'm on air every week. Do you even listen?"
Your name's on the program.
My name is on the program.
You're a financial member of the station.
I'm on every week, but I think he just does it just to troll me. Just to get under
I heard so.
"Oh, were you on air tonight?" "Oh, Dad, how long have I been volunteering at Phoenix? I'm on the air every week. Darn it."
I think for me, I'm not quite blasé or over it or whatever, but it's a little thing sort of clicked in my head last year when I did work experience at a real radio station, a commercial station, and it sort of just blew me away that this would go out to people. We're on Phoenix FM. It's not a huge audience, but this goes out to people.
Yes.
But a real living, breathing commercial station. Like, I was on at 2 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah.
But it being in Horsham, it would have been a hell of a lot busier. Trucks going through. People are listening.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that was a real buzz.
Yeah, I can imagine it would be.
That was a buzz I hadn't got in a real long time. And it's the same buzz I got last night doing the noise pollution for the first time.
Nice.
When I hang out with you guys on a Sunday night, it feels like I'm just hanging out with mates.
Oh.
Yeah.
Group hugs.
Group hug time. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. Like, I love hanging out with you guys, but
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's just like hanging out with mates. There's nothing special about that.
Well,
it is special, but it's not special.
It's just us hanging out in a room for a couple of hours playing some decent tunes.
Yeah, and just playing and introducing each other to different music and chatting about it and all that sort of stuff. My goal, my aim, whatever, is more than just this. Hopefully one day this does lead me to a real job at a commercial station.
Yeah.
This is just the starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the diving board.
Yeah.
That is a sort of direction I would like to get into. Like, at the moment, the the activity that I am doing that's earning me money is not the activity that I want to be doing that's earning me money.
Yeah.
And
amen to that.
Like,
I'm so in that.
Nothing against that specific sort of job that I have. Like, it's a fine job, and the people there are awesome. But something like this, either doing radio or even this podcast, is the kind of thing that I would like to be doing to earn a living.
Yeah.
That's actually part of the reason why I've started doing this, so I can do it a bit more.
Yeah.
And just keep doing it, even though this podcast isn't going to earn me any money. I'm just putting it out there for free.
Or it might earn you money down the track, you never
But
know.
it could lead to opportunities.
You could be really stingy and put it on iTunes or something for 99 cents a pop.
It'll definitely be on thenewlocal.net.
For freezies.
For freezies. You can just go there right now. Well, right now for the listener.
Yeah, right now. Do it while you're listening to our
You've probably got
beautiful
it right
voices.
now. That's how you've got this podcast.
Yeah.
You've gone on our website.
Browse the rest of the stuffs.
All of the stuffs.
All the stuffs.
Yeah.
I figure by the time this is up, the Bendigo Decides podcast will have started going up.
Mm-hmm.
So, check that out, especially if you're interested in the state election. I'm sure Tom and I will talk about many interesting things. Those conversations are yet to be had right now, but I'm sure we will. All right, so anyway, thank you for coming on to the podcast, guys.
Let's go, Lewis.
Very welcome.
I have had a really good time having you on. I've had a good time recording this first episode. You guys have, as Keegan alluded to earlier, popped my local chat's cherry. I feel like I've
A bit crass, I'm sorry.
I feel like
Way to
I've
make it blue.
I feel like I've in inverted commas popped your local chat's cherries
Hey!
because as you are my first guests,
Oi, oi, oi.
as far as my first recorded guests anyway, and
Great to be here, mate.
Anytime.
while we're here, like we are in the sort of the studio of Phoenix FM, we should sort of throw out a plug for Phoenix FM itself.
Yes.
Because without that, we wouldn't be here.
No way.
Playing music on the radio and just having a good time doing something that we love doing,
And
but
our tastes.
Yes.
also contributing to the community.
Yeah.
If people are
Well, that's what we
interested-
haven't really touched on is sort of, this is a community organisation
Yes.
Yep.
made up of volunteers. And
That's it.
it's more than just us three. There's people who've been doing radio for
Eons.
eons.
Well, the founders of this very station, because Phoenix FM only started not that long.
2006, I think.
Yeah, December 2006, according to that
Fine
membership sign up there.
Cheating.
Phoenix FM. But the first time Phoenix FM went on air was in January of 2008. This station was founded by people who have been doing community radio for quite some time, and they just wanted to go out and keep doing it.
And those people aren't necessarily as passionate with music as we are,
No.
but they're championing other ideas. People are talking about movies or talking about LGBTI issues or ethnic issues
There
or
are themed
themed
shows.
There are so many different themed shows, and
the chance to have people having the chance to have their own say.
yeah, I've heard some really brilliant shows from
Yeah.
some of the other presenters on this
Absolutely.
radio station. I used to be on back-to-back with a man called Colin Wiley,
Yeah.
and he always
Well
put in...
met.
He's
Yeah.
he's really, really good guy, and he always put in so much effort for his shows. And he was on after me on a Wednesday night when I was doing Wednesday nights for a while.
Yeah.
And his shows were amazing as he did features on the Velvet Underground. One time,
Oh, I remember those.
one episode that he did of his show that he did. I unfortunately don't recall the title of his show, but he wrote a story for a new Blues Brothers movie
No.
and narrated that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Interspersed with music.
That's insane.
That's
And
brilliant.
I would love for that if that was recorded, because that was so good.
If there's ever a situation where we can't do the new local, you just play that.
Find it, play it. That'd be
Yeah.
sensational.
Colin Wiley, if you are listening to that, I would love to get and you have a copy of that show.
If not, re-record it.
Please,
I would-
Please.
I would love to get a copy of that. Actually, Colin Wiley, if you want to be on an episode of this podcast, I would love to catch up with you, because that would be. I reckon you'd have some very interesting things to say.
Absolutely.
If anyone is interested in joining Phoenix FM, they're always happy to meet new people and get new members.
You don't have to be on air either. I don't think you can just come in and hang out.
You can just come in. You can either just be a financial member if you just want to contribute in that way. You can just help out with events.
Yeah.
You don't have to be on air, because I know some people get a bit nervous. We've all been there.
Yeah.
I was terrified the first time I went on. It was really weird.
I think they're always looking for people to work in the reception area
Just
during the
answer
day.
phone calls.
Exactly. Yeah. Just
Screen out the crazies.
Just go to phoenixfm.org.au. There will be a link that you can click on to get in touch with Phoenix FM. Because
all the correct email addresses are there.
Go there, and if you want to have your say, if you want to just talk to Phoenix FM in any way, because they're a bunch of good people putting on a really good radio station.
And they work so hard to keep this very well-oiled machine running. Really cool.
It is very excellent. Definitely do that. Anyone out there who is interested. I think it's about time for us to wrap things up. Yeah. Thank you for.
We've chatted long enough.
We have. Losing my voice.
Thank you for coming on the show. Now, I will say, like, coming into this podcast, I have in my mind, I've got this short list of people that I'd like to come in. But in that list, there is basically everyone that I have done the New Local with.
Because we're all interesting figures, let's face it.
Yeah.
And so you guys are actually the first two names checked off that list. But sort of going back, obviously I want to get Tom O'Callaghan, the co-founder of the show, of the New Local. And, of course, Stephen Wright, who was
Tom's... Stephen wrong.
Hey, Stephen Wright introduced me to you.
That's true.
And Tom introduced me to Steve.
Oh, so it's his fault. You're responsible for all of this, Tom.
I would like to get both of those guys. I have actually been in touch with Tom, because of course we're doing Bendigo Decides together, and he did seem a bit keen to do an episode of Local Chats, so I'm looking forward to... I'm going to let him decide what topic he wants to talk about, so he can have some very interesting things to say, so I'm looking forward to that chat. But even sort of people who have been a bit more adjacent to the show in a recurring capacity, like recurring guests like Dwayne Davey, Jason Morrison, Broden Penner, like those guys I want to get in on the show. And Mark Knowlton, like another sort of former Phoenix FM chap who's been sort of a technical co-host occasionally. I don't think he was ever officially the New Local co-host, but he's been an honorary the New Local co-host.
He had his own show, didn't he?
He's been a hanger-on.
Oh yeah, well that's how I met him, because he had a show before me.
Yeah.
Generous servings of soup,
which was awesome. By the way.
I missed that show.
Me too. It was fabulous.
So at this point, I would like to say though, if any of the guys that I've just mentioned are listening to this, and we aren't already negotiating to do an episode, just send me a text. Get on Facebook and send me a message.
A tweet.
That'll save me time a bit.
Snapchat.
Instagrams.
Maybe just Facebook or text message so we can negotiate getting an episode.
You can put text on Snapchat.
You can, yeah. I've had some Snapchat conversations. Yeah, get in touch with me. The only reason why I haven't got in touch with you yet is because I haven't got around to it. So you'll save me some time later on down the line.
I love that. The only reason I haven't gotten around to it is because I haven't gotten around to it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Nice. So, thank you for listening, everyone out there. Thank you for coming on, Keegan and Claire.
Thank you, Lewis.
Local Chats will be back in 2 weeks from now. And, I hope you guys enjoy this. As always, give me some feedback, www.thenewlocal.net. You can send an email, thenewlocal@gmail.com, or just hit up Twitter @thenewlocal and just talk to me. Have a chat with me and have a local chat with me.
Oh,
if you will.
I'm just testing that phrase out.
I'm out of here. That was pathetic. Bye.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Goodbye.